Hello, welcome to another episode of Adventures in Bing Chat. So for the past couple of weeks I've not really put one of these out, mainly because I've been rolling it into the episodes I've been doing called the IT wildcard and adding it onto the end. But I thought what I was going to show you here would warrant its own episode. So, the triumphant return of an episode of Adventures in Bing Chat, particularly one about music suggestion, which, you know, seems to be one of my favourite things to do. So this particular episode revolves around this book, 1,000 Recordings to Hear Before You Die. It's a great, what's the word, companion to this, because this is a completely different style of book. It covers a wider range of genres, and the albums that includes are types of album that you wouldn't usually see in this. So that's why I really like it. I picked it up, I don't know, a year or two after I picked up my original copy of this. Just to show you what the entries look like. So this is what a typical entry looks like. You've got the album by a band. It's in alphabetical order by the artist. And then down in the bottom corner you can see some of these articles are slightly shorter than others. Some are slightly shorter, some are slightly longer. You get this bit here. So genre, when it was released, the key tracks, the catalogue choice, so that's another album by the same artist, and then a couple of other suggestions. Now, this does vary a little bit because in some instances the album they refer to, for whatever reason, there might not be another catalogue choice. So yeah, what goes on down here can change, but it's a really great book, and it's great for, you know, forcing you to listen to other stuff. And also the albums it suggests, not all of them are actually included in the book as well, so that you can view that in a good or bad way. So what I thought I'd do is take a prompt I've been working on for the last couple of days and just show you and talk about it, and talk about other weird things that have been happening a little bit with prompts. So this is going to be more of a conversational style of prompt. I'm not going to just stick it all into a single prompt and then go from there. So first of all, I'm going to do one of these like pre-prompt type things I'll often do. So firstly, I'm just going to say, you know, are you aware of this? So we're going to say, are you aware of the book 1,000 Recordings to Hear Before You Die? And just see what it comes back with. And then we'll hit it with the main prompt. And then there's a follow-up prompt as well. But we'll see where it goes with this, because it gets a bit interesting. I've done this enough times to see a bit of wiggle here. And we'll talk through the wiggliness of Bing. So yeah, sometimes you might get a bulleted list for this. I'll include these prompts in the description so you can rerun them yourself. You also get 30 prompts now in a topic. So it's realised I haven't said the album, and it's obviously prompting me for that. So this is nice because it's already picking, well, it's probably going to go for the same sort of things, I suspect, from what I've seen so far. So I've noticed these come up. What I can do at this point is I could either give it an album, which I'm actually going to do. So I'm going to do Nighttime by Killing Joke, one of my favourite albums. No doubt this will feature in an episode of albums that shaped me when I finally get up to around 1985, which could be a while yet. So I'm going to go with that. I can also, if it hadn't have come back, asking me or suggesting an album to pick, I could have said something like, could you pick an album at random and do the same again? And I've got that prompt ready to go to copy and paste in if I want to. So this time, yeah, it's going with more conventional paragraphs. It's not taking the easy way out and going for bullet points. Obviously, if you choose one of the other tones, whatever you want to call them, that bit at the top where you can choose between creative at one end and I think precise at the other, you'll get different lengths of answers often as you move over to more precise. So it does appear that it's starting going through individual tracks to some degree. So we'll see. Here we go. Disintegration by the Cure, Violated by Depeche Mode. And is it going to stop there? I told it to just do 2. Yeah, it has. Good. Sometimes it does 3. The other thing it will do, and I'm fine with it if it does it, is, so in the book you'll notice it was slightly different in that you had another catalogue choice by the same artist and then 2 other ones by different bands. The way I've worded it, it does actually say, and then in a similar way to the book does, suggest 2 other albums by different artists that would be good to listen to after the suggested album. That's the part of the prompt that does that. Notice I make no mention about something in the catalogue by the same artist, but just the way that's slightly open to interpretation based on the fact I've mentioned the book, I have noticed that it may suggest another album by the same artist, which is fine for me. But if you were trying to get this so it didn't do that, then yeah, you can slightly reword that prompt. The other thing is sometimes where it suggests 3, it doesn't really matter because you're getting, either 3 completely different ones, or one of them could be the same artist. Yeah, can you do another primer for a different album? So just so it's clear, I want it to do. So I'm going to get it to put my one in. So could you pick an album at random and do the same again? I think if I just chose primer there, it wouldn't be a problem, but I'd be worried that if it just did the primer and didn't do this bit. But generally it locks in, which comes on to something else. I've noticed an interesting pattern now when Bing, what I call, gets a little bit shirty. So sometimes I'll be asking it stuff and it's as if it's getting bored, and it'll claim that I've asked it the same question already, or it'll claim that it's already supplied something and what I'm asking it to do, it's already done. It's happened with artwork. It's happened with, I didn't do a music one the other day, I did something, but it was something similar. And when I'm developing prompts like this, sometimes what I'll do is I will wipe the memory between modifications, but sometimes I won't. And what was interesting is in this instance I didn't, and I actually had changed the prompt, in my eyes, sufficiently to make it a different question. There was a slight rewording to get a better answer. And it claimed that it already answered it, and then actually said, I think we should change topic, which is something else it will sometimes do when it does that, where it thinks you're asking the same stuff. And I actually got the answer that I wanted by completely rewording it, like, you know, saying it, reframing it completely differently. But what was interesting in the build up to it, there's something I did notice, and I've seen this before, and I think it's quite a good indicator. Like I said, that it's I call it getting bored. I mean, clearly Bing doesn't get bored, but I think you know what I'm trying to insinuate here. But it'll do this thing where it will offer prompts that are nothing to do with what you're asking it. And that's what it was doing in this instant. It was coming back and saying, you know, no, it wasn't quite this example, but something along the lines, you know, do you want me to come up with a recipe for a dinner party or something along those lines? And clearly it was, you know, wanted to go off, didn't like the line of questioning or the thing I was working on. And I've started to note, and as I've thought about it, I'm thinking, yeah, I wonder if that was it. When it's happened before like that, is that it's almost like it wants to talk about something else. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. I'm going to keep an eye out now. I saw it in that particular example, because it might be, again, just a sample size of one, and it was just a random thing that I noticed. But I'm going to keep my eye open for it and see whether, when I'm developing prompts, it starts coming up with, and this, what it did, it consistently just kept prompting me to go to this other question, and more than once. And so I'm going to keep an eye out for that. Okay. Can you do another primer? Yeah. So I'll just try that and see what it does, because in its mind I'm assuming that this form is a primer. So After the Gold Rush and Graceland by Paul Simon, from Cold Fact by Rodriguez. But equally I could provide it with my own choice. Normally at this point what it will do, and again it might change its mind, it will make a suggestion or make a number of suggestions, and now, so it's not doing it now. Okay, so, and I suppose it's because I chose that, didn't I? Yeah, okay. Yeah, curious. Because what it'll do is it'll often give me like 3 choices of the album. Oh wow, yeah, 3 different albums, and then I sort of pick one. So it does use up prompts a bit quicker with 30 now. Yeah. The Bends by Radiohead. I think this is the second time where I've run this prompt where it's really going in depth on the tracks. But as always, if you're using this for serious work, which for this sort of stuff pretty much never do, then yeah, fact check it. So there we go. Get into the end tracks here. Wow, that was a long old primer. And again, you might want to be a bit more specific where you ask it to be succinct. So, okay, yeah, so here another one by the same band, and then definitely maybe by Oasis. So I'm going to pick one now. What's an album that I've been listening to recently? the spot. Oh, I know. Why don't I just do Rush 2112 actually, because that was in an episode that's going, or would have gone live. So 2112 by. What if I could be naughty here and give it and just a made up album. What was that one? I know what I could do. I don't know if anybody's seen it yet. Let me go to I'll do this off screen. While it's doing that, I'm going to go to my posts, because I post some fictitious artwork the other day that I got Bing to make up, where I asked Bing Chat to create artwork inspired by the sound of grindcore. So, and then based on the artwork, I asked it to come up with some band and album names, one of which was Grave Grinder and Necrotic Noise. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to trick it. See what it does. Now I'm making shit up. But I'm making shit up from shit it told me. Although it was, I was asking it to do that. Hemispheres by Rush, close to the head by yes. Head close to the head. Okay. So we'll do Grave Grinder. So that actually, no, the album's Necrotic Noise. Let's. Grave Grinder. There we go. See what happens. See what it suggests. Oh, boo. Yeah, always keep an eye on my posts, because I often will post artwork that I've got it to generate. Okay, so this is interesting. So either it is generally making stuff up, or there isn't. So what it did, which I'm rather disappointed by, so remind me not to use Necrotic Noise as my album title, because seemingly it's just given me bands that already exist. Is it genuinely just made? This is really funny if it is. Oh. Can we fact check this? Let me just run it. Grind till you die. Oh, yeah, no, come on. It's got grind is brutus. Damn it. I have to record this album now. If this has been completely made up, I'm very impressed. Yeah, it's got to be made up. Grind till death. Okay. Well, in keeping with a lot of grind albums, it's this could go on. You might want to make a cup of tea and have a nice slice of cake or something, because this could be a 50-track album. Oh, I'm so glad I recorded this. This is funny. It just shows you how, you know, I suddenly have this idea. It's like, oh yeah, what if I just gave it a... So World Down... Okay, so that's a genuine album, World Downfall by Terrorizer. Yeah, Scum by Napalm Death. So I wonder if, because I said let's play a game, it's really gone with this. So okay, as long as it hasn't created a website. So there is a band called Grave Grinder. They are from Japan. But yeah, I don't know how I can fact check this actually. I've been hoisted by my own. What was it? Hoisted by my own petard. So they're a gore grind band. First album, second album. Mia Grave Grinder. Okay, so if this is... No, so this is a Japanese band. So what did it make up? Obliteration Records. So I wonder, it's almost like it's blending fantasy with a little bit of truth. So there is a Japanese gore grind band, which yeah, is in the same area. Yeah, I don't know what to reckon. Hang on, did it? Yeah. So maybe yeah, so if anybody's got any ideas how I can fact check this, in actual fact, yeah, I'm in the wrong. Let's go back to our old friend Google. Oh, come on. Gravel grinder. What? Oh dear. What the hell? What rabbit hole have I gone down now? Yeah, I don't know if I want to. So if you are familiar with the works of the aforementioned grave grinder, particularly the renowned album Necrotic Noise, perhaps you could let me know and fill me in a little bit. But I'm rather suspicious that this may be a work of fiction, but who knows. Anyway, I think I'll stop. Oh, it's very tempting to put in some other stuff as well. Maybe I should have never said let's play a game in my prompts. Oh well, never mind. So hopefully you've enjoyed that as much as I have. It took a bit of a weird turn at the end there. And possibly I may have lost everybody by now. But yeah, it's all fun and games as long as nobody gets hurt. So thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in the next video.